And I want to remember how, hey guys, we
Hi.
are live, just in case anybody watches this later. Um, okay, I'm trying to remember how do you find people that chat. Anybody remember how to do that? I don't know. Okay, Carl, did you see the chat the last time?
Nope.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll look on my thing just in case Sha decides to log in again and we're not responding to her. That's about to die. So, what are you doing?
You all right, bro?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to prop my phone up on something.
Are you gonna stand the whole time?
Probably, or did that or go to the couch, one or the other.
I think you should go to the couch.
I
I'm
wouldn't
trying to,
advise going.
yeah, I'm trying to pace myself. I'm trying to pace myself.
Oh, you trying
I,
to stay
I,
up?
yeah, so,
Okay, well, wherever you go, you can't move until breaks because all the moving we can hear.
okay.
Okay.
No
Or
wonder
you
why
can
y'all.
hit mute.
Or you can hit mute. That is an option as well.
Okay.
All right. 1 second. Oh, that's so weird. It's showing me on the thing. Okay, we're still gonna do the 5 seconds of silence, and then go from there. No, don't put your phone on. I mean, thing on mute, because then it's just gonna be. What? Where's Chris? What happened?
Take it off of mute.
Well, because that defeats the purpose of the 5 seconds of silence. I'm trying to get the background noise.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Chris, take yours off mute. Thank you. Okay. Shh. Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. All right. Thank you for anybody that's watching us. We are about to get started. Over here. All right. Hey, roomies. Welcome back to Room for Relations, the podcast where we discuss everything. Y'all put your phone on silent or mute or something. Hey, Sha. All right, let's try it again. Hey, roomies. Welcome back to Room for Relations, the podcast where we discuss everything from the first date to the last orgasm. This is Ebony.
Carl.
Sharon.
This is Shay.
It's Chris.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Forgot to tell y'all which order to do that in. All right, so we are back and we are talking about cheating today. A very broad topic, but I want to talk about specifically like what's the line that is crossed between cheating, not cheating, and cheating, because I do feel like that gets confused, and I get people coming to therapy sometimes that are like, he cheated it, and it's kind of like, oh, he was talking to this girl, and I feel like it was inappropriate, but I have a different opinion, but that's not the point. So I'm curious about what people's thoughts are as far as um, what constitutes cheating and what doesn't. So before that, as always, we're going to get into the sexy times. Whose phone is that?
Not mine.
Is that your phone, Chris?
That is. So wait a minute. If I get a notification in the background, you hear that too?
Yeah, it vibrates.
Oh shit! All right,
Yep.
Oh,
okay.
Thanks. All right, just want to warn Shy, since you are watching, we are going. Oh no, this was last week. Never mind. No warning necessary. I was tripping. Okay, so the first study talks about female breakups versus male breakups in homosexual relationships. So they basically found that women in same-sex relationships are twice as likely to break up than men in same-sex relationships, and they are also 1.5 times more likely to break up than the opposite sex couples. So there was a study that looked at 515 couples in Vermont between 2002 and 2014, and they determined that there was no difference in the rate of same-sex couples breaking up between those who legalized their relationship and those who did not. So after same-sex marriage became legal, it didn't affect who broke up, but women broke up more than men broke up.
So, first of all, what's the population of Vermont? Seriously.
Vermont has people.
Yeah, all 515.
515, yeah. Couples, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes two. Okay.
515 couples. So that's all of Vermont. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I try not to be all theoretical or whatever, but I think the sample size is quite small, especially for the state of Vermont. Although they did say that Vermont's the first state to offer civil unions to same-sex couples, but I don't know if this is something really valid that you can say, at least to like generalize like a majority of like same-sex female versus male couples. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't agree with it. And if I do, it's probably because they're bored in Vermont and they just don't want to be together.
They need to move to a new city.
It sounds about right.
Carl, you was about to say something?
I agree with the study.
Oh, Lord. Of course you.
Why do you agree with the study, Carl? I'm going to have an open mind.
Because women can't understand women either.
Or maybe women understand the concept of a relationship, what works and what does not, and maybe are probably a little bit stronger to say, hey, this isn't working for me, I'm going to leave, versus a man that will just stay in it and put up with it.
Do y'all see my head?
Or women just can't be happy, so they can't. Even another woman can't make a woman happy.
I would agree with Sharon. I would agree with Shay that it's probably more of men. My opinion and my experience tend to stay in situations even when they're not great. They are committed to staying in that situation.
Because we're loyal, faithful,
or
sociopaths.
Miserable.
Right. Miserable sociopaths at that. 2018.
And I don't want men to be miserable. I want you to be happy. Leave that bad relationship if it's a bad relationship. Do better. Anyways, Chris, what's your opinion?
I was shocked at the study. I didn't realize that was that many people being surveyed in Vermont. But women, women breaking up with each other more than men. I guess. If women can't stay together, you figure they would know what each other want.
Exactly.
More than the men do. But problems are problems. So,
right.
Problems are problems, regardless if it's heterosexual or homosexual.
And I don't think it's about women understanding women, because I think women understand that all women are different. Whereas men want a playbook that applies to all women.
Right.
So I don't think it's about women understanding women. I think it's just about what you're saying, Chris, issues are going to be issues. And so it's unrealistic to think that whether it's homosexual or heterosexual. It is interesting though that it is 2 times as likely and 1.5 times as likely as heterosexual couples. I think that's quite interesting. But I agree with Shay. I feel like it's probably more of, this just isn't working, and I'm okay with leaving the situation and not being in the situation. So I'm going to, just because I want to reference what was talked about last week. So if you listen to the podcast this week, y'all know that I had technical issues and we didn't record the whole first half of the podcast. So this was one of the articles that we talked about. And one of the guys, I won't say which one, but y'all can probably guess. One of the guys said that women are fuckboys too, or something like that. Something to the effect of women will fuck you over just as much as men. And my point, and I believe Megan's point, was not every relationship that ends is because somebody got fucked over. Like, relationships can end just because they're not working.
Right.
And so I think sometimes people think relationships have to be so horrible and so miserable for it to end. And sometimes you just realize this ain't the place I need to be at right now. Even though you're a good person, I'm a good person. So just want to throw that out there. Any thoughts on that, Carl?
Can women be fuckboys? I mean, that's a very enlightening question.
Oh, is it though?
That's deep. I gotta find out which one of the homies said that.
It's not that deep. It's not that deep. All right. Anything else on that one?
Nah.
Not for me.
Somebody in the chat said, well, she was asking were they black people. Probably not.
Vermont.
I'm sure black people live in Vermont, but probably not.
No.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. Did it say what school they did it for? No, they didn't say the school. But anyways, all right. So the next study found that 41% of millennials would end a relationship for a promotion. They surveyed. You say what?
Absurd.
They surveyed 364 single employed millennials without children to learn what they would sacrifice for their careers. More than 2 in 5 millennials would end a relationship if it meant getting a significant or life-changing promotion at work. They would delay a major life event, being in a relationship, getting married, or having children if they were going to get a big promotion. And 86% said they would move if their significant other was offered a better job in a city. 79% will move if the job was in another state, and 59% will move if the job was in another country. But that's if they're already in a long-term relationship. So, are y'all surprised that 41% would end a relationship for a promotion?
No.
No.
No?
I'm not surprised. I guess I would want to know the basis of why they would end the relationship. I know in the article it says, like you just pointed out, whether you have to, relocate or, given another opportunity in a state, city, etc. Maybe they would end the relationship then. But I guess the way it's written makes me think that, you either get the promotion or you don't get the promotion and stay with someone. So
right. And so for you not saying it for you, but you're just not surprised that people would actually end the relationship for that.
Oh, I'd end the relationship with a quick for a promotion.
Which Carl you would too?
Yes.
You know what? But I'm not as surprised by Carl as I am by Shay, though. I'm definitely more surprised.
If they're
by
like,
Shay.
oh yeah. Or if they're like, oh yeah, Sharon, we want to relocate you to. Well, depending on where it is. If they're like, they want to relocate you to Vermont, I'm gonna be like, no. If they're like, you can, go somewhere else, another country, or another city that's bustling, and I was in a relationship, I'd be like, look, bro. Depending on, we gonna have to make some decisions.
These are your options.
Right.
The key word for me was life-changing. When they said a life-changing promotion, oh yeah. Look, 50% of relationships don't work anyway.
I know that's right.
This probably ain't gonna work out regardless. I got a chance for a life-changing promotion. I'm out.
Yeah, some of those. Go ahead.
I'm just saying this little relationship thing, that was cute, but
Chris, what about you?
40% is steep. It definitely warrants a conversation for a life changing. Even though they surveyed millennials, life changing for them might be from the mail room to the front desk or something like that. So
millennials are making way more money than previous generations, actually.
That's what they say. But
That's what they say.
they dollar ain't going further. That's the 40. Personally, and we'd have to have a talk, like life changing. Better put the pencil to the paper and see how this is getting ready to shake out. But I wouldn't just walk away cold turkey. Like, look, either you rolling with me or that's a wrap.
Right. And they actually gave numbers at which someone would leave a relationship or delay having a relationship. The biggest one was for me, they looked at men versus women, and they said that for a raise of $95,000, a woman would delay having children, but men would do it for $45,000. So I mean, on top of what you make right now, if you make another 45, I would. Well, I'm not a good answer. I don't want to have kids, so but I'm like 45,000. Yes, I would definitely do that.
I think men would do it lower because there's less implications for them in regards to having kids. They don't have to sit out for 6 to 8 weeks. You know, you may get paid for that, so that's a loss of money there. Or that or the entire 3 months that they're eligible to sit out. The women are eligible to sit out without any pay, or losing vacation time, PTO. So I think men would do it for a lesser amount because there's less implications for them versus a woman. You know, we go out. Yeah, we're pregnant for 9 months, but we also have to take PTO for doctor's appointments, and then have the baby, and we out for 3 months, and then after that you still got to take the baby to doctor's appointments. So that's more PTO money that you're losing. So I don't know if I would delay for $50,000, but for $95,000, absolutely.
I think men, myself included, would probably delay for less than that. One, I have kids, but two, we don't have a biological clock, or it's at least a lot longer. So it's like putting off having a kid for another 5, 10 ain't gonna impact nothing. It just mean I'd be a father at 55.
Right.
With a new, like, that don't mean nothing for us. The health risk goes up. Don't shake your head, Chris. Know your story. So put it off for us, it wouldn't be as big of an impact as it would be for a female.
Yeah, and I think there's kind of just less investment in it as the woman, right? So I'm the person that has to carry the child. So yeah, it's gonna cost and if I've made that decision that that's something I want to do and something I want, then it's gonna take more for me to push it back, especially because, like you said, health implications. Where while this is something I've been arguing with this forever, and I've talked about on the podcast. Like, I hate when people say, like, once you get to a certain age, you can no longer have kids. Like, no, it doesn't go down that much, but health complications can be at a higher rate. And so, yeah, I can wait to have kids, but then who's to say what's going to happen if I wait 5 years to have kids and I'm already 35, So, some of the other numbers they found were it would take 46,000 for men to end a relationship, while women will break it off for 27,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting that it kind of flipped where women for less money would end a relationship. But then I think that goes into like earning potential and like just your beliefs about how much money you're worth, right? I think men tend to have a higher expectation of their earning potential than women do.
So, hold on, let me go back. Hold on, I was reading the article.
Well, I also think that would probably play into what's the term for it? Opportunity loss, opportunity gain. I think for women, just because of the wage gap, because of the way the society is, they may look at a raise for a lower amount like rarity. Whereas a man's like, okay, if I pass up on this 20, I'm sure I can catch it another time, or I can hold out and wait for 40. Whereas a woman in a certain situation might look at it like, I have to take this 20 because I don't know when another raise might come.
I agree with that. I definitely think that would go into your decision because you just don't know. Yes, people are fighting to get equal pay, but that look like that's gonna be a long fight. So, whatever. So, what's y'all's prices? What's your price to end a relationship? Carl said he'll end it for 2,000.
Why do I have to end a relationship in order to get a promotion?
Because, like you said, maybe you have to travel, or maybe it could be something like your new role or whatever requires way more time, and you just don't have the time to invest in a relationship. Um,
I
my
yeah.
whole thing is like relocating, probably. Go ahead, what you say?
I guess my thing was I would try to make both work because companionship is important to me, and I do believe that I can have both. So I don't know if I believe that I have to have either or. So I don't have a price, to be honest.
Uh, I
Chris,
do.
why are you laughing? I can't have it all.
No, I'm sorry. I agree with what you said.
Do you?
Whatever.
My
But,
price,
I'm gonna take the money.
I don't know what my price would be. Maybe probably because I work for myself though. But sorry, it was a mosquito. But I guess like if I had an opportunity, if I'm in a relationship and I had an opportunity to like have a TV show about sex and relationships where I was making like 250. I mean, I would try to make it work. You know what? And I agree with Shay. Like, I would try to make it work. One, because yes, I want companionship, but two, it is difficult to find someone that you feel compatible as. For me, I'm not gonna say as a black woman. For me, it is a struggle to find someone where I have a connection and I'm interested in having a relationship with, and I want to have a relationship with. And so to be like, yep, I'm a chunk deuces is difficult to say, but I also really have really high career ambitions, and so that would be hard for me. Just be like, I would not pass up the opportunity. I'm not gonna do that. We would try to figure it out, and then if that don't work, I'm gonna be sad with my money.
Right.
Chris, what about you?
To the person that
No.
says that money can't buy happiness,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know what to buy.
Money can't buy happiness. Happiness it stops at 70,000. Not happiness stops, but the increase of money and happiness, the correlation stops at 70%, and then it flatlines. I mean 70,000. 70,000.
70%.
70,000. I meant to say.
Well, I don't believe in that.
I told you that was years ago.
That's what the research says. The research says 70,000 is where it kind of flatlines. Like, the more money you make, it doesn't make you any happier. Like, at that point, especially if you are decent with your money, you pay. Why your face look like that? Shay?
I'm like 70,000. I'd say 150.
Okay.
Keep going.
Even more. I think it's just about like being able to live and do what you want to do. And if you do what I think if you're not good with money or if you're not good at budgeting or anything like that, you can make 500,000 and still struggle because you're still gonna live outside your means and stuff like that. So I don't know. Look,
That's right.
I ain't putting my
But
income out there, but I don't know. That's what I'm gonna say.
Well, personally, I don't have a price tag. Yeah, I don't know if I can put a price on it. That's almost like trying to quantify, put a dollar amount on the person that I'm in a relationship with. Like, you ain't worth whatever I'm about to go make. And then again, they ain't saying what stage it is. If I met this girl a month ago, shit, I'm out of here. But
Right.
we 2 years in the game. Right, prime example. If one of them Dubai jobs came a calling where I can go work for like 3 years and ain't working again, yeah, I'm out of here.
Okay. So would you try to do a long time in Dubai? I mean, long distance?
Yeah, I try.
I wouldn't.
I mean, I don't think I'm running into too many sisters running around over there. Be
You
a
would
bunch
be
of men in life
surprised.
saying,
You'd be surprised. I
I
know,
need to go.
not a lot. I know like 3, but they live over there and they like doing nursing jobs, teaching jobs, and stuff like that.
Okay.
I can introduce you to them.
yeah, supercars are easy to come by in Dubai, and there's no speed limits. I'd be happy.
Okay, but you don't care about companionship. Sorry, I know you don't like when I say that.
Oh, who, Carl?
Yeah.
Is that not a truth?
Oh.
Carl doesn't believe in love, but he believes in relationships.
Okay.
Right? That's true, right? No, that's true, right, Carl? Right? You don't believe in love, but you believe in relationships.
Got a bob and weave over here.
I believe in companionship.
You do believe in companionship.
Yeah.
Okay, just not love. Okay.
But I also like fast cars.
So you throw away that companionship for fast cars and new shoes.
I think the longer I was in a relationship, the more it would cost to break it off. But I think
you still have a price.
Cost
no. So if you just met somebody and they offering you a 20% raise, we just met. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lose you for this raise. If we've been together for 3 years, 20% might not get it. I might need a healthy chunk before I leave this relationship. If we've been together for 10 years, it got to be some real life-changing money, some real lottery type money.
It's gonna be some real alimony money. Just 10 years.
Yeah. All right. The next study talks about how often people dream about sex. So St. Francis Xavier University wants to know what you dream about as it pertains to your sex life. So that at the point of this article, they were still doing the study, but they've concluded it now, but we don't have the results yet. So they were interested in seeing a relationship between people's waking life traits. So what are they interested in as far as like sexuality, their personality, and their gender, and how those relate to their dreams, their sex dreams. So my first question is, would you be open to like letting somebody know what you dream about?
Yeah, like in a relationship?
Well, for the study, they just want to know like what type of sex dreams you have, if it is equivalent to your real life.
Oh, I would. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't dream about sex often though.
Oh. Okay.
And the few dreams that I have had, I can remember them, and they were like very intense, but they've been very few and far between. But I also don't dream at night either. I just sleep.
So when you have sex dreams, just like normal sex?
No. When I've had them past, they have been very intense, detailed, like pretty much someone was in the bed with me. But they're far back, maybe like twice. Right,
but I'm saying like it's with people like that you would normally have sex with, or
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, no. Carl shaking his head. No, who you be dreaming about having sex with?
Hey, man, shit can get weird.
I agree. I dream about all kinds of stuff.
I mean, Shay said it's in the bed with somebody. The bed ain't even the furthest thing from my mind in a sex dream. Or near a bed.
So would you be comfortable sharing it with your sex dreams?
Nope.
No?
Oh, the shit can get weird.
Chris, what about you?
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem sharing it, but from what I can remember, I don't dream about. Yeah, the dreams I do have about sex is not as wild and crazy. It's pretty Susie Homemaker.
Really?
But that's what I can remember. Like I said, yeah, I'm sure at some point in time when I wake up and the heart's racing, I'm sure it was probably some off the wall shit happening. But
that's what you're supposed to remember.
Well, you drink, how many dreams you have in a night. But from what I can, no, but I wouldn't have a problem telling anybody about it.
Well, I mean, it's a survey. It would be anonymous, but I still was like, I mean, if it's anonymous, I'm cool. But if we had to like do like a face-to-face interview, I would probably not be as honest about my dreams.
Why?
Yeah, why not?
I have interesting dreams. Like, it ain't. Most of the people I have sex dreams about, I have never had sex with. Like, I don't
Those
dream about
dreams
people.
could be a blessing to somebody. You need to tell them.
No, yeah, no. And like Carl said, like Shay talked about in the bed. Like, I don't think I can't even remember the last time I had a sex dream while I was in the bed. Like, what? That's real life. That's what's happening in my dream. Like, my sex dreams are things that would never happen in real life. And I wonder if it's because at some point I recognize it's a dream, and so it's kind of like we can do whatever. I don't know, but definitely they're not. They don't look anything like my real life interest. I'm not saying ever. Let me not say that. But like the things I'm interested in real life is not equal to what happens in my dreams. So, I mean, I guess
the
it's
weird
a
shit.
dream.
I wonder if I'm interested in that in real life.
It makes you wonder that.
Yeah. Like, would I do have it in real life? Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, maybe some of it. So maybe some stuff, if you got the opportunity to explore it, you might try, but it's not something that you're necessarily seeking.
I think I would share the dream if I could like write it down anonymously, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
That way everybody can just laugh about it together.
We can all just like pull. We should do that for your birthday this year. Everybody write down the weirdest sex dream. And you have to kind of match it with the person that had the dream. Done. Game for Carl's birthday. People ain't gonna admit to it. That's gonna be the problem.
Hey, there was a clown and a dolphin.
What?
Whoa.
Yep. So they said so far when they wrote this article, 60% of the respondents were female, and they found that women had recalled their dreams more frequently than men did. All right, that is all for this. Carl, pop culture, pop topics, hot topics.
I got nothing. I mean, I'm sure people want to talk about Tristan Thompson. I don't really know the story. So
I just saw pictures and the video, but I barely paid attention to their relationship in the beginning. To begin with. So yeah, sucks for her though. But that's exactly what he did to his ex, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he started dating her.
Yeah.
So,
hit him is how you lose him.
Yeah, that still sucks. It always sucks, but I think sometimes people do think that, when you feel like we have this connection and it's different, it's hard. Yeah, it's rare, especially when you are in a certain industry. You can't. I don't know.
He said he was talking to that Instagram chick about life and religion, right?
Wait.
At 3 a.m., man.
Right.
No time like the present.
And there were other videos of him kissing on some women, and they were grabbing his crotch and all types of stuff.
I got nothing.
Look at Christian man.
Yeah. I don't think
there's gospel.
Say it again.
The good Lord tells us to go out and spread the gospel. So,
At 3 a.m. in a hotel room, yep. With her overnight bag.
Whew.
Gotta meet them where they are.
It's just sad for her. Like,
it's so sad.
I thought it was appropriate to be with him while, when he left a child, and now here it is. She's third trimester as well, and he's out there doing it again. They call him third trimester Tristan.
I see. Oh, that's funny.
The internet.
Maybe he just don't find women in the third trimester appealing.
Or maybe he's just trifling and immature.
Sean say he was touching and agreeing. Yeah. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't like. I mean, well, regardless, if you don't want a woman to be in a third trimester, stop getting women pregnant.
True.
That
But the
is
word also teaches people to multiply.
all right. So moving on. Thanks for that commentary. We are going to move on to the list of others. Okay. So I would like everybody to do what Carl is doing, just because I do hear some background noise. So can y'all? If I'm scared to do this, I'm scared y'all gonna start talking and not remember that y'all have yourselves on mute. But can you put yourself on mute until it's time to talk? Shy said, "Shut up, Carl." Okay. All right, so it's time for listen. Oh, that sounds so much better. It's time for listener letters. If you have a letter, send it to roomforrelations@gmail.com and we will read it on the show. We actually have I think a few in the inbox, but we always need more. So send us your letters so we can always have an influx and we don't have to go back to fact or fiction or overrated, underrated, even though that was fine too. Okay, so this letter says, "Hey, so I'm a little conflicted. I have been dating this guy. I have been dating this guy for 3 months. It has been cool, and he has never pressured me about sex, which I thought was cool. Recently, we were messing around, and I got a little handsy. When I put my hands down his pants, it took me a while to find what I was looking for. It was barely anything there. I don't know what to do. I like him, and he seems like a really cool person, but I am not sure this is something I can handle. Has anyone ever experienced this before? Or can you give me some tips if I decide to keep talking to him? Should I even try?" Go straight.
Girl, run far as you can.
You couldn't even wait till I finish the letter.
End it now. Just
And then
move
because of
on.
his penis size?
If you can, if I'm sticking my hand down your pants and I cannot find anything to grab on, we are going to have a problem. But you also need to, I guess, in sex is the importance of sex is different for different people, right? So I'm only speaking from my perspective is that is not something that I think that I can deal with.
That makes sense. And I think you
I
can
say,
only
if
be
I
true
say
to yourself. Say that again.
run, girl.
If you were in that situation, you would run.
Yeah, I end it.
You wouldn't give him an opportunity to show you anything. Because
No,
maybe she just didn't know how to find it or something. I don't know.
It's not that hard.
I mean, I know that. But I don't know.
It's like right there, like.
And that might be the key.
You think it's because it wasn't hard?
He might be a grower, not a shower. You know what I'm saying? He might have been chilling, and it
Even
didn't.
if it's not hard, you still shouldn't be down there rumbling, trying to find it.
I mean, if she down there, like, what is she, elbow deep in his pants and trying to, can't find nothing? Hey, now that's possible.
I mean, it's okay. So I won't say run. I won't say that, but I do think that you should be very aware of what you can handle and what you can't handle. Because if it is, maybe it's just small. See, my issue with that is that, well, not my issue, whatever. If it's just small, it's just small, and you got to figure out if you can deal with that or not. But if it's with the whole grower, not a shower thing, I just feel like if you're an adult woman, I mean, unless you're a virgin or something, you've never explored anything or whatever, like Shay said, it's not hard to find. And so even if it is small, it shouldn't be that hard to find. So in my head, it's extremely small, which is a little bit more concerning. Mm-hmm. That's the word I'm going to use. That's the word I'm going to use.
More concerning.
Yeah, I was going to say scary, but I was like, that's kind of mean. But like, yeah, if it's really small, yeah. I think the first step is to figure out, are you willing to give it an opportunity to see if there is more happening that maybe you missed? And then also figuring out how important is intercourse for you. Because just because it's small doesn't mean it will be bad. But if it's like, I can't find it small, then that could be a problem.
What?
He might just know what to do with it.
Head.
Yeah,
Both of
his
those
head
are,
game.
yeah. Both of those are definitely if he's really good at oral sex, or he what is it? The motion in the ocean, not the size of the boat. Maybe he just really know how to use what he has.
Oh, okay.
So what should her? So Sharon says run. Chris and Carl, what do you think her next step should be?
I I think you got to give him at least 2 times. You know what I'm saying? Give him at least 2 shots to see what
Two times
was
to do what?
before the disappointment sets in. Because
Like
first
I mean,
time
have
it could be no
have sex or just look at it or touch it again? Like what you talking about?
have sex.
now what
Look,
happened again? No, so she went on a scavenger hunt. Like they wasn't trying to have intercourse. They were just getting, you know, like was something about to happen here? Or she was just on a mission to find it.
They were just messing around, making out. She put her hands in his pants
Uh-huh.
and just had a difficult time finding it. I guess she found it because she said it was barely anything there. So she found his penis, but it was small.
Okay, well she can. All right, well give it a second go. Give him some head, and that should probably that'll probably be the you know. I mean,
I guess when I think of like intercourse and sex, like it needs to be enjoyable for like both parties, right? And I
Yep.
just don't know for me how enjoyable that will be. My mind will be like, okay, I'm just doing this for him to get off, basically.
but it might be though. Like, what if it was enjoyable? Like he actually knew some tricks or something, or he knew where to direct his little motor. And
I
so,
mean, she need to get this man like fully erect, and then best way she can do that with the save herself from intercourse is to give him some head, and then and she can make a educated assessment at that time. You know what? Fully erect. This is not getting ready to work. You know whatever. After
or
that.
or she could say, "Get yourself fully erect so I can see what I'm working
Oh
with."
no. Come on,
That
help.
would be
Come
my
on.
idea. Get yourself fully erect, and then let's see where we're going.
Yeah, but what I mean, I do. Okay, so here's my theory. Not for me, but if somebody is choosing to try to explore further,
Look out now.
I would say that I'm not a big fan of just going straight to sex because I mean if you're cool with it then go for it. But I don't think that you need to go straight to sex in order to see what this is doing. I think that there are options for you. So we can fool around, get handsy. Uh if you're interested in oral sex, then maybe y'all can do oral sex. Um I also wonder, is that something that could be a conversation? Like, obviously, you don't want to tell a dude, like, so. So here's the thing. It's there's a difference between like average and below average, and like I can't find it. So I feel like average and below average guys may not feel like, oh, I know I don't have a huge penis, but I feel like I'm adequate. But if it's a point where you feel like you can't find it, I feel like that means that he probably knows that there is something missing or something. You know what I'm saying? Like he probably knows that it's not something missing. Sorry, I don't mean to say it like that. He probably knows that he's very small. So I wonder if you can have that conversation. Like I wouldn't have that conversation with a dude that's like average or below average. But if like it's that small, I feel like that will warrant like a okay. So I know you recognize that this is not average. Right? Like, can you? I don't know. What's the faces called?
why y'all out here little dick shaming?
I'm not. I'm trying my best not to. I'm trying my best not to.
We're just talking about what our preferences are.
Yeah.
He deserves as much respect as everybody else.
No, we don't.
And again, who knows that if you can just look at it or just feel at it to know if it's gonna feel good or not? There's a chance it might actually be pleasurable.
No, I don't disagree with that. I know that, and our audience member has said she's had good sex with small penis. So I don't disagree that it can be a pleasurable experience all around, and or even with penetration. I don't doubt that at all. And a lot of times, men that have larger penises aren't that great in bed. Like, it's just not that great. So I'm not denying that, but I think there's a difference, like I said, between just having like an average to below average penis and having like, I don't want to say micro penis, but that's what I think Aaron would call it, like a micro penis. So yeah, it's like a what's the clitoris, the big clitoris?
It's like a button.
No, what is it called? Shut up. Have you seen it before? Like man, I don't know. I can't be saying this stuff because now I just sound
like a pretty belly button.
Sure. Maybe a little bigger than that, but yes. If it's to that point, then I do understand why there would be some concern. That's all I'm saying.
Still might be pleasurable.
It still might be pleasurable, especially because only 30% of women, or forget that, I always get that number wrong, but only a certain percentage of women orgasm through intercourse. So if you're not one that orgasms through intercourse, you might have the best leverage to get that clitoral orgasm happening without having the penis in the way.
It might not go in past the clit.
Very true. It may just rub up against it, and there you go.
Right. It might be great. You just never know.
Give him a chance.
I would say it doesn't mean you have to run for the hills. But if you are that person, Chris.
Sorry about that.
If you are that person that orgasms through penetration, or that is like important to you, like to be able to have a certain type of sexual experience, just be clear on who you are and be clear on what's important to you. And run for the hills, in the words of Shay.
I agree with you, Ebony.
Anybody got anything else to give her as far as advice or tips?
But if you really like this dude,
you said what?
Give him a chance. If she really like this dude, like she says, give him a chance. This is also probably why he hasn't been rushing the sex. Like, look, I know my current situation, so I need to get her to like me first before I break the news.
Is that manipulative?
Very much so.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, oh, that's hard. Is it what's more important, companionship or good sex?
Look out! Look out!
A $95,000 promotion.
Oh, and there it is.
Trumps it all.
And there it is.
All right. Thanks for writing. I hope we have. Good luck. Let us know what happens. Send us emails at roomforrelations@gmail.com. So we are going to go straight into. What do we need? A break? Everybody good?
I'm good.
Okay. We're going to go straight into the topic. Today we are talking about cheating, and we're going to discuss where's the line that determines whether or not you're cheating. So how do each of you define cheating? Let's start there.
Who wants to go first?
I will. I define cheating as spending more emotional, physical, spiritual time with somebody else other than your mate.
I agree with Chris's definition of cheating. To me, it's emotional and it's physical. The information that you share, how consistent you share it. To me, that's cheating. Like you said, anything where you're spending more time with, with someone outside of our marriage or a relationship or whatever. To me, that's cheating.
I view it as doing anything that is special to our relationship with someone outside of our relationship. So it don't necessarily have to be physical or emotional, but if thing is our thing and you do it with somebody else, that's that can be a form of cheating. Like if it, whatever was special to our relationship is shared outside of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's an interesting definition. I would have never thought about that. Like if we watch Game of Thrones and then you told me you watched the first episode of the last season with your coworker or
It's
with
on.
that's
It is
it.
on.
I
And
would have never. Go
something
ahead.
that I learned when I was talking to my therapist, because I do go to therapy, is that he said a lot of people in relationships don't start off by defining commitment or
Mm-hmm.
fidelity. Like, what does that mean to you? How do you define that? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's people define it differently. So
Right.
if you're not talking about that, and then I go watch, I go see Black Panther with a coworker, and I was supposed to wait on you, and now you mad, you tell me I cheated. Well, I didn't know that. I wasn't
Right.
aware that we weren't on the same page in regards to how we define that. So it's very important for people to talk about that. So I can tell you, if I see you blink at another bitch, that's cheating.
That's it.
It's over.
Right. This is my definition of cheating. For me, my definition is based on how you act around that relationship. So if it is something that you cannot openly share all the details, all the information about with me, and not saying you have to tell me every single thing y'all talked about or anything like that, but if it's something where I feel like you it's a secret. You're keeping something about it a secret. And I think that's the way to recognize it as a person who's on the side of like, oh no, it's just platonic, it's nothing. But once you get to the point of one where you can't share things with your partner about the relationship, two, when you're getting like all giddy and excited about talking to this person and you have those feelings of like that kind of like danger or something to that effect where it's kind of an excitement that's there that you no longer have for your partner, then I would say those two things are what define cheating.
Mm-hmm.
So what I have some like definite or some different questions, but I guess what is the I want to say the smallest thing, but like something that you would see as cheating that is if you look at the grand scheme of like they're not having sex with the person, but you still consider that cheating.
Oh, I have an example.
Go for it.
So a guy I was dating, first of all, he was very jealous about me even talking to any other guy, right? And we were out one night. Well, I was out with my friends one night, and here he comes with another girl. And he comes up to the table. He's like, "Oh yeah, what's up? These the homies." And now my friend's looking at like, "Nigga, we not your friend. This is your girlfriend." And so he tried to play it like, "Oh, this is just some girl I met at the club. She's a friend." And at the end of the night, I think what bothered me about that and what made me think that, or made me say, okay, yeah, you're cheating, is because he continued to say we're just friends, and at the end of the night, like, he still decided to play it cool, like they truly friends, and I was in the wrong, and he left with her instead of showing his loyalty to me. So in those situations, like, you also have to choose like where your loyalty lies. You know what I'm saying? Your loyalty is to me. You should have, or for me, I think he should have tried to work the situation out with me, because we were in a relationship, versus some trying to preserve some random ass relationship with some ugly busted down ass chick that he found. Because she was busted and busted down. So to me, that was cheating. Although he hadn't slept with her or anything like that, this is the first time they had gone out, whatever. But to me, that was still cheating.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. That's a hard one because I'm a believer in like getting numbers after you're in a relationship or meeting new people after you're in a relationship is like, for what? Like,
Right.
unless it's like a coworker or some type of a networking situation where it's very clearly for work, I just don't get it. But go ahead. No, go ahead, Carl.
First of all, she might have had a great personality.
I don't care. She was still okay. Sorry.
Right, because what does that have to do with anything?
That's right. Calm it down, Sharon. Shay.
It's said the talking about she busted. She might have just been a great person. Um, Now the most minute thing I think could be maybe talking on the phone, like in dealing with a long distance relationship. If our thing was talking on the phone a lot, or talking on the phone while doing certain activities like watching a certain show or cooking and talking, like whatever it may be, because it's long distance, and all of a sudden I find out, oh, you've been on the phone for hours with the next person. It's not, I guess it's not textbook cheating, but if all the relationship is communication via the phone or via internet, you've stepped outside of that. That's all I got.
I mean, yeah, it's so hard to define. That's the hard part. It's so hard to define.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to define. I guess it also depends on the nature of the conversation. But like I said, like you said, if it's you're getting excited about doing whatever activity with someone outside of your relationship, if you get that feeling that you no longer get in your relationship, then it is an issue.
Mm-hmm. Chris, what about you? What's the smallest line of like this is cheating?
Um, I don't know about a small line. I mean, it's kind of full fledged or none at all. But if if I had to pick something, it would probably be a particular activity that we have an understanding that is something that we do. Okay, if she goes shooting with somebody, I got a problem with that. Like I'm gonna be like, look, you cheating because that's sacred. You can pick up another man's gun, and you out here, cleaning it. Hey, that's you know.
What if she was already a gun person before y'all met, though?
Um, and if that's the case, then well, she probably even then like that's unless she's a gun person, right? When I met her and she constantly at the range or something like that, needle in the haystack. But if she happened to be that kind, then that wouldn't be that special, right? That's something that she was already doing beforehand, and I already knew that. Uh, but it'd probably have to be something else. But okay, movies. If we had a discussion and we were like, we're going to wait to see this movie, and then she runs off with Joe Blow to go see the movie, I'm gonna have a problem with that. Because we had an understanding that this is what we're going to do, and at that moment, you decide to make a choice to be like, well, fuck whatever Chris talk about, and
Right.
and I would take that to heart.
Yeah. Okay.
To that point, it's even if it's to me, it's even if that hasn't been discussed. Like if movies are our thing, even if I haven't said, "Hey, let's go see this next weekend," if you go and see whatever the new hotness is with somebody else, I feel like that should have been something that was already understood. Like I know one of the things that's going to be said is, well, if y'all hadn't established we're going to go do that, it's not wrong for them to do that with somebody else. But I feel like if y'all have established that this is y'all's thing, then even without setting a date for it, it can be a violation.
I agree with that. I think it's difficult because sometimes those things are kind of blurred. Because like movies is something that you guys enjoy, right? Guns is something that you guys enjoy. So that's just something you're going to do regardless, whether you're in a relationship or not.
Mm.
So if she's out of town and a Marvel movie comes out, are you gonna wait till she get back in town to see it? No, you still gonna go see it. But it sounds like the difference is who she's going to see it with.
Well, no, I disagree. I've waited.
Oh,
Yeah, I've waited. I mean, I guess throughout the communication, if somebody is genuinely interested, and y'all are talking about it and stuff like that. Uh, and well, if I was genuinely interested in her, yeah, I've done that. I've waited, try to avoid the spoilers and wait for them to come back to go see the movie, because I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. I'm out of town. What the hell with you? You should have been here. I'm going to catch the movie. So, no, I waited. And so, but I understand what you're saying, but it would bother me.
I'm gonna agree with Chris on that one. Depending on how much I value the relationship, I would definitely wait or put off something that I would normally do to wait for that other person to be available.
Me too.
Actually, Chris has skipped opportunities to go to the range with the fellas so that he can go on a date with a chick. But
Okay,
that's neither here nor there. He waited to take her to the range.
You just have to throw them out there, huh?
You put your say, Carl. There's a button that mutes your mic. Press it.
He said that was not necessary. Chris, because Chris, he'll throw us to the side.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through some of these examples. So, lunch with a coworker, a male coworker, work bae.
I don't believe in that. Ain't no work wife. Ain't no work,
no work husband, work wife.
No.
Nope.
No.
Lunch, I don't have a big problem with the whole work bae, work husband, all that bullshit. That's where the issue comes in.
Okay.
Just two adults going to lunch, cool. Y'all just two coworkers going to lunch. That's all it need to be.
Right. What about drinks after work?
I better get the heads up.
How often, and how many people going? If it's a group, yes. Just the two of y'all, why?
Good question, Shay. Good question.
I'll meet y'all there.
Because they hungry.
Yeah.
Okay, bring your ass home and pick me, or stop somewhere and you pick me up something on the way. Chick-fil-A 8-piece. Salad.
I need food from the place that y'all went to happy hour because
No, hold up, two different receipts.
Yeah, you said lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to happy hour up the street. What'd you eat? Oh, I didn't get nothing. Wait, what? Where y'all been? Where y'all been? Yeah, drinks. I like to think I'm very liberal, but I ain't been in a relationship in a really long time, so I really don't know how liberal I am. The last time I was in a relationship, people ain't had no real jobs, so I don't know. People was like fresh out of college, like so. I don't really know how I feel about people in corporate America. You spending all your time with these people, so I understand you build relationships. But I definitely think there has to be a line. And I definitely think I should get an invitation. If it's just y'all two, especially. If it's a group, I'm not tripping. But if it's just y'all two, it should be like Sandra going to happy hour. You want to join us?
I wouldn't do that anyway. Hopefully any self-respecting man wouldn't do that. Go out with his female coworker, just the two of y'all. I mean, yeah, you're right. Corporate America, you should be doing the group thing, right? You want to be the company man. You want to look like you enjoy working here. So the entire floor is going out. So yeah, we're about to go out. And even then, that would warrant a heads up. Hey, I'm going out to grab drinks, anything like that. But your female coworker, your work bae or whatever, hey, let's go grab drinks. Because
Right.
if you put the shoe on the other foot and your gal tell you she going out for drinks solo, too deep with the dude or whatever, I'm sure the man is gonna have he's gonna raise some eyebrows at that. So, try to put the shoe on the other foot. But yeah, that's a bit much, too deep. And and stuff could be happening. It could be, I'm assuming anything is possible. It could be a project, you the lead, project, whatever. But heads up, hey, I'm out with such and such. I'm at this location. I won't be here long. Would you like me? What are you doing? Do you want to come by? Anything like that to kind of put the situation at ease.
And it depends on so you going to work, you are going to drink at a bar with a coworker. Is this person single? Are they married with 3 kids? Then they only get out the house once a quarter? Are they going through a divorce? Are they separate? Like, what's going on? What's their status? Because I need to know.
Yeah.
If you're married, if we're together married, and you're going out with some single woman, no.
So if you found out about it afterwards, would you consider that cheating if they didn't tell you that it was happening?
Probably.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. Go ahead, Sharon. Go ahead, Sharon.
I was gonna say, yeah, probably, but it wouldn't be as it wouldn't impact me as much as them, sleeping with someone or having a child, outside of our marriage or something like that. But it would definitely be addressed. Like this is
that was so extreme.
It happens.
I know, but you said like sleep with somebody having a kid outside marriage.
Hey, it happens.
Yeah. I mean, so that it's not like something where you just gotta like make major decisions.
Right.
Okay.
I don't think I would trip. I think I'm fairly trusting until that trust is lost. On the other hand, to me, the little things matter, like who paid, who drove, little shit like that.
Right.
Wow. Wait. Why? Who drove, Carl?
So he picked you up, you dropped off, y'all made some stop. And you know what I'm saying, I might feel like his intentions were a certain way if he was the one driving, like, oh, he drove just in case, you know what I'm saying, he wanted to make a stop.
He had more control.
Yeah. I drove separate cars. When you feel like it's time to go, it's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to whatever plans he might have or whatever. I don't know. Those little details would matter to me. What'd you drink?
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
I'm with Shay. It won't hit me as hard as infidelity or, another child, but it's definitely gonna have. We gonna have a talk. We gonna have a talk about it. Like this is step one on your way to going full because you're covering it up, right? That's what you said. If they didn't tell you about it. Yeah, you're covering it up, and now you starting to, if you didn't say anything, oh well, but now you're covering it up. Now you're giving me a reason to start thinking along those lines, right? It ain't full blown, but you're starting to show me some traits that I'm about to have a problem with.
Yeah, I definitely. I don't think I would trip. Like it would be a conversation. Like, yo, like that's something that I feel like I should know about. And if you make a big deal about it, like, well, I don't have to tell you why. That's my coworker, and then it's gonna turn into a problem. But if I should be able to tell you, like, I will feel more comfortable if at least you let me know what was going on. Not to say that I'm gonna tell you can't do it or anything like that, but the whole secrecy part is the thing I have an issue with. It's the if you just didn't, because I feel like it would be strange that wouldn't come up if that's not something y'all do all the time. And so then if you don't tell me and it's like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, does this happen all the time? Because you never told me you were going to happy hour with your female coworker or whatever. Or going to, like especially happy hour. Like lunch, I'm kind of a little bit more like whatever about.
Yeah, right.
But happy hour after work, like, don't tell me, oh, I'm about to go have a drink and not tell me who you're going with. And then I find out later that you went with your coworker.
Right. Your single coworker that wear the 2 little skirts.
Exactly. Sharon got that person in her head. I know exactly who you.
She got it down pat.
I see her when she get on the elevator. I go with her.
I can't control what she wear to work.
She got a clock.
You can control if you hang out with her though.
Y'all know that little skirts.
You ain't got a Wendy's salad.
5-inch heels and 2 little fitted waist snatching skirts.
Oh, they be there. They in the office.
I see them all the time.
I need to stop by y'all office.
So what do y'all think if you found out that your significant other had dinner with an ex? So they didn't tell you about it ahead of the time or anything like that. You find out later that they had dinner with an ex. Is that cheating?
Oh yeah, that's the issue. That's more of an issue than the coworker.
Mm-hmm.
Very true,
Y'all
Carl. Why did you
had something already.
have dinner with this ex?
They friends now. They cool. No.
You know, I feel like I try not to do anything that I wouldn't want my significant other to do.
Mm-hmm.
So even if me and this person were still on good terms and maybe I came into the city, I still wouldn't call them up and be like, "Oh yeah, let's go out" or whatever, because I know I wouldn't want my guy to do the same thing.
Right.
So to me, it's
Good job, man. Good job.
Yeah, I don't. I'm single and I don't have dinner with exes. Like, so
I did that one last week.
Really?
Yep.
Mm.
Wait, are they in a relationship?
I don't know.
Oh,
and he's still trying to get.
Oh, the plot thickens.
She said, I didn't even ask.
He told me he want to come to Houston, so I guess not.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
And he's still trying to get it.
Cross the state lines for it, man.
Y'all so crazy.
Chris, is that cheating?
Going out with an ex. I mean, if they friends now, then I know the person. If I don't, then we got a problem.
What if you've met them but you didn't know they were going to dinner? So like we have mutual friends and you've met this person before, you know they're my ex, but I didn't tell you that we were going to dinner.
It's not full blown cheating. I mean, anything is possible, right? On why you may have been out to eat with your ex, but when you get home, that reason, I mean, should just send me straight on to sleep. Like, all right, then, well, hope you had a good time. Good night. But if it ain't, once again, you starting to bring up that line. It's that thought process, right? That line of thinking that, okay, what are you doing here, hanging out with your ex? I think that would, and I think the woman shouldn't be shocked if that would warrant a discussion about that. But anything y'all could have been exchanging something. They owe you. Like I said, it could be anything. So nothing to jump to conclusions about. But you still should, after it's over with, right? That should be the first thing. Hey, how you doing? Look, let me tell you something. I went out to dinner with my ex. Okay.
And withholding information to me is fucking lying.
Yeah, I'm jumping.
No, that is, yeah. Yeah. Withholding, absolutely.
Because that sounds a little fishy in itself. Like, hey, how was your day? Oh, by the way, I went out with my ex. Like, whoa. You nervous? Like, a little fishy. You volunteered that right off the rip.
Oh, that's good. Also, it needs you nervous.
Right. But it's also, like Shay said, like, not telling me. Like, if I find out, because that's what I'm thinking in this situation. Like, you found out. However, ex decided to post a picture on Instagram. Oh, look, me and my ex had dinner today, or whatever the case. People do it. Don't make that face. People do it. But if I find out without you telling me, I'm jumping to conclusions and we're gonna have a fight. Like, I'm calling it. It's a fight. Mm-hmm. With the happy hour, I'm gonna be bothered, but I'm gonna talk about it, right? I'm gonna say, like, I'm not cool with that. Da, da, da. With dinner with an ex that I don't know about, it's a fight.
Yeah, we don't have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, now we're talking about, withholding, and I had to find out from other means. Oh man, the lock's been changed on the door. I mean, we talking through the front door. This is how we're going to communicate with each other for right now. Explain yourself through the door.
I mean, damn. If you taking pictures and you all on social media now you trying to embarrass me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's foul as fuck.
Yeah.
And what the caption say? That's important.
But he or she might not have known that they would like. It was like, oh, I miss you. Let's take a picture together. It's been great, and then they didn't know they was gonna post it on social media. These faces are hilarious.
Because don't nobody take pictures with their ex and put it on their social
No.
media channels.
Yeah,
Unless
I
you're
agree.
a petty person.
Unless you petty.
Yeah, you talk about, oh, that's great. You know, I ain't seen him in a while. That's the last time you're going to see him because they about to get clipped.
They could have put it was cool catching up with the homie. I had such a good time catching up with the homie. You know, you like to throw that homie word around.
Yeah, and now that homie's now you done got your ex killed. I'm about to call Carl. Yeah, right. You safe. You just got your ex killed. Handle that, man. Handle that. So yeah, whatever. We just hung out. Okay. He dead.
Yeah.
All right, so okay. There was a drunken kiss, but as soon as they got home, they let you know that they fucked up and kissed a stranger.
Damn, you can't hold your liquor.
Fucked up, all right.
I'd still be very upset, but once again, I would appreciate the honesty because people gonna fuck up, people mess up. Mm-hmm. So you coming straight home and say, "Hey, this is what happened. I am so sorry," and being accountable for what happened and being honest, I can at least work with that. I can work with that.
I would agree.
Nah. You ain't finna bring me home the mumps, nothing else. You out here kissing random people. How often do you kiss random people? Is that your stilo? That's your get down? You just run around just kissing people, huh?
If they did, they wouldn't have told you though. If it was like, this is what I do, then they wouldn't have been like, oh, by the way, I did this tonight. Even though I've done it 30 other times.
No, but then, and maybe I've been hanging around Ebony too long, but
look out.
That's like what's lacking in our relationship that made you need to seek affection from somebody random? Like, what was on your mind that you couldn't bring home? Huh?
Soberness is lacking in the relationship. I drink too much.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay, now we discuss that.
I mean, that would be hard. I definitely agree that if you come home and straight tell me this is like, I fucked up. Like I was drunk. I realized I did it. It did not go any further. I stopped, once I realized what was happening, I came home, blah, blah, blah. Bad decision. It's going to be a problem. Probably going to be one of them like, all right, we got to take a break from drinking. Mm-hmm. You got to take a break from drinking. Let's see, I won't say we. Because clearly you can't be trusted when you drinking. But I don't think I would trip too much because of that honesty. Because I think that's the biggest thing with a lot of stuff. Like if you come home and are very straightforward and take accountability and say I fucked up, like it's a lot easier for somebody to kind of forgive you. Not saying I would be like, okay, we're good, let's just keep moving. No, we still gonna have some discussions, but it won't be as big of a deal if I find out later, or if you keep it from me, or whatever the case may be.
You better tell me you was thinking about me or something. Like,
I thought it was you. I thought it was you.
Tell me something. Lie to me.
He looked just like you.
Right, exactly. I just grabbed it from behind. I thought it was you. First, do you think that
you still not bringing no? But
no, I would. I mean, that's a bit light. I mean, that's honest. I was drinking. And plus the fact that if they came straight out and said that, they're probably embarrassed about that as well. Mm-hmm. And you can see that, everybody is not without fault. So, but we're getting ready to ease up on this drinking. And we gonna put the glass down and reflect on your mistake. But that's not enough to change the locks. I mean, just don't let that shit happen again.
Got it. All right, so let's talk about emotional cheating versus physical cheating. Which one is worse?
Emotional. Easy question. Because you meant
Yeah,
that
I
shit.
would say emotional as well. The
Okay.
connection.
Chris,
Yeah.
you gonna go with emotional as well?
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like I gotta be the devil's advocate. So here's the thing.
Yep.
People are gonna connect with all kind of people throughout their life. And sometimes those connections can lead to inappropriate relationships. I think Shay left. I think
Oh, sorry.
oh no, you're fine.
I'm
It's
here.
cool. I was just making sure it's cool. As long as your picture was there, I knew we could hear you. Um, but so I think we have to accept that people are going to have different type of attachment and connections with other people. I would probably say emotional as well, but I don't know. I don't know because here's why I would kind of go for the physical. To me, emotional kind of it can sneak up on you, right? Like this person was just cool, it wasn't nothing, da da da, and then all of a sudden it turned into like a all of a sudden it turned into a situation where we started talking all the time and things like that, and like it was like, oh shit, when did this happen? Whereas physical is so blatant that, and I feel like with that you have to make a choice. Like you have made a choice to have sex with somebody else. Emotional is something that I do feel like can't sneak up on you. That's like when you find out you got a crush on your friend, you be like, where the hell did this come from? We've been friends forever. When I start liking you.
As the crush expert here, I'm gonna say physical can just sneak up on you. Emotional takes time to build. You got to invest in emotional.
I agree.
Physical, you just drunk one night and y'all just had some sex. Like it just happened, and you can do that without emotion. Like I don't even like this person like that. I feel nothing for them. Now that
Mhm.
that's over, had you know what I'm saying, a little urge. With emotional, like you have to put something in it as well. Like there's some part of you that is keeping this thing going, and so that's why I say that's worse. Like you continuously fed this beast. A physical thing can just be one time. It happened. It's over. It really will never happen again.
Mhm. Mm. I mean, yeah. I guess technically it can be a one-time thing. And I do think the hardest part with getting over infidelity, especially when it's an emotional connection, is as the partner that was cheated on, you have to now watch this person grieve that relationship.
What now?
Say that again.
If you have been if somebody is emotionally connected to the person that they're cheating with, whether they're having a physical or just an emotional affair, if they feel like they have fallen in love with this person and or like genuinely care about this person, they tend to have to
Uh-huh.
grieve the ending of that relationship.
No, you need to go be with that motherfucker.
Wow.
I'm finna sit here and watch you be sad about your breakup with this other dude. You know what? You can go be with him.
But they know they want to be with you, but that doesn't mean that they didn't care about that person.
Mm,
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. That's the hardest part. It is. It's very difficult for people to watch their partner grieve another relationship.
yeah.
They better get over that shit quick, real
Oh.
quick. Next,
So, if you are taking a break from the relationship, so we have been fighting a lot. I just can't deal with this. I just feel like we need to take a break because it's just a lot going on. Are there stipulations that should be implied when you take a break? When it's clear that like, look, I'm not saying we can't be together. I'm just saying right now we're taking a break. I can't think about this right now. I can't be around you right now. Are there any are there things that should be assumed with that break? Like don't
No, you
sleep with
don't make
somebody
no
else.
assumptions. You talk about what it is and what it's not.
Okay.
If the break has been decided together, then chances are y'all probably got some stipulations in there anyway. I wouldn't assume, but I would hope that two people in a deep relationship, even though they have some differences that require a break, would not run to the arms of the opposite sex just because they have a break. Oh shit, I'm back on the block again. Was you really in a relationship or what? Because you look like you was back at day one. But no
Yeah, I'm
assumption.
not running arms of anybody. It's other areas that I'm running to. I don't do breaks. Either we
Mm-hmm.
are or we aren't. I say there's no assumptions in the break because how can you make a assumption or make a stipulation in a relationship you're not in?
Mm.
Now, I can hope, I can hope that whatever we were in meant enough that you won't do anything, that you won't step out and find somebody else. But at the same time, I can't be upset if you do because there's no guarantee that this break is ever going to end. It's not like we said, okay, we're gonna take a 1 month break, or you know what I'm saying, we're gonna put a time limit on it, or whatever the case may be. I mean, unless you actually do that, but
Child
most of the
separation.
times you don't. You take a break until you feel better about the relationship, or you feel like you're ready to be in a relationship. And with that, there's no guarantee that that's ever gonna change. So I can't force anybody to stop their life with no guarantee that I'm going to help them pick back up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever may happen, may happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's hard though because it's. I agree. Like when you're on a break or when you're broken up, quote unquote. I'm saying quote unquote because some people might say like, I just needed a break for a little bit. I'm not saying like I don't want to be with you anymore. But if you're on a break, you can't really set rules unless y'all discussed it. Unless it has been discussed, like, hey, I think I need a break, but I don't want us to like move on. Like I just need time to really get my mind together, figure out what we're doing. Give me like a week or two to kind of figure it out. That don't mean to go out and meet 12 girls or whatever. But I also think that even when there is if I'm thinking in this moment, like, yes, I want to break up, I'm done, I don't like this. And then 2 days later, I'm like, fuck, I messed up. I do want to be with you. That was because I was upset or because you did da da da. And then I hear, like, you tell me, like, oh, but I fucked 2 girls in those 2 days. Like that, unfortunately will affect whether or not we can get back together, even though we were on a break.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Or broken up.
But at the same time, if you say, I don't want to be broken up, I just need some time to figure some things out, what happens after that time? You figure out that, you know what, the relationship was the issue. It was toxic. I shouldn't be in it. It's not making me happy, whatever the case may be. That person just paused while you figured this out, and now you figured out that you still don't even want to be with them. So they could have been out here fucking them other 2 girls because they ain't gonna be with you regardless.
And if you feel so upset, I mean, unless I'm stringing you along for 6 months to a year, if it took me a week to figure out I really don't want to be with you, and you so pissed because you didn't go out and have sex in that week, like, I mean, I made the good.
What if it took a month?
I made a good decision. That's all I'm saying.
It took a month. It took 2 months. I mean, the time frame is immaterial.
No, it's not. If it's gonna take me 2 to 3 months to figure out if I want to be with you, then yes, I do. And we're not talking and we're not communicating. We're broken up at that point. But if it's taking me a week or two, the time definitely matters.
Have you ever been on a break? Has anyone ever been on a break? I've never been on a break.
Nope. I dated somebody on a break.
Player.
I didn't know.
Popcorn player.
Break from his wife.
Oh.
Yep.
I have never been on a break, but similar to Shay, I've dated somebody who claimed to be separated / getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
and these niggas ain't shit.
If whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. But according to them, they were divorcing.
Right.
Now, see, wouldn't that woman feel stupid for sitting around waiting, not knowing this break was just nothingness?
They both trifling.
And I was about to say, more than likely, this ain't nothing new with them being like separated and he out here doing whatever. I'm sure he was with that while they was together too. So.
Yeah, but Carl, what you trying to say? You should maximize your profit.
Right.
why you on break? Because them 2 chicks will be there. I get if they popped up out the blue. right? Like we on break on Monday, Wednesday they show up. I'm sure 2 Wednesdays from now they still gonna be at wherever you saw them at. But
bro,
yeah.
you never know the opportunity is gonna pop up again.
Oh shit.
But if you somebody that got to jump on every opportunity, then we probably shouldn't be in a relationship. Like, if you can't let no opportunities pass you by.
Maybe you.
What'd you say, Carl?
Maybe you were the best opportunity, but now that you passing by,
whatever.
For another one.
I guess. All right. Any other things to say about cheating?
Cheaters never prosper.
Unless you're the Patriots.
So
or the Cavaliers.
Is a break baby wrong?
Huh?
You know, and
Dwayne Wade and his break baby.
Luda and Dwayne Wade made it work. So is a break baby wrong?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably up to the woman.
Like I said, if I'm saying that you having sex with a person or 2 people while we on a break, while I'm trying to figure shit out, or even while we're broken up, if we've broken up for a week or 2 and you already having sex with somebody, then having a baby probably not gonna work well for me.
Right. And a man, though, he damn sure ain't gonna stay if a woman gets pregnant during the break.
Right.
I'm agreeing. If she come back to me knocked up, and it ain't the son of God, lady, you got to go. I'm sorry. Like that's immediate cancellation. Like, pack your shit. I mean, let's get U-Haul over here. You got to go.
I really want to say I would stick by it. I want to say it.
But
Stick by what? Stick by what?
I said what I want to say.
But in real life. in real life, you're going to be like, nah.
Right?
I'm good. All right. So no to break babies. If you have a letter, story, comment, or concern, email us at roomforrelations@gmail.com. Chris, mute your thing.
Say what?
Mute your phone.
Oh.
Thanks. If you have a letter, story, comment, or concern, email us at roomforrelations@gmail.com. Subscribe, rate, and comment on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, iHeartRadio. Give us reviews. We need reviews on iTunes. That would really help us out. And make sure that you head over to roomforrelations.com/shop to get you some merchandise. We do have the I Call Shenanigans. That shirt is there. Would have been great for St. Patrick's Day, but we didn't have it up in time. But it'll be a great shirt for next St. Patrick's Day. So order the I Call Shenanigans shirt. And the writing is kind of like a Bennigan's-esque writing. So yeah, great for St. Patrick's Day. Also head over to Facebook, Instagram, follow us on Room for Relations. Follow us at Room for Relations and Room for Relation on Twitter. Thanks, Carl, Shay, and Chris for being here. I appreciate you guys. And thank you everybody for listening. Thank you. We'll talk to y'all next Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, world.
I was like, y'all could have